the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
And we'll get you out of here. Best coaching job this year, in your estimation, when you think about the film you've watched and all the different teams, who do you think, maybe it's just based on personnel and what they had to work with, who do you think has actually maximized their talent the best? Because this coach probably won't win Coach of the Year, because that's just like victory type award. Who is it for you?
I'm going to give it to Kyle Shanahan, honestly. I think that when you look at what he's done with the 7th round pick, Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback, and the environment that he's been able to create, it's him. I think that they rolled to the #1 seed in the NFC. They look like the clear favorites to win that. And they look like, I don't know if they got beat by Baltimore. So maybe they're not the favorites to win the Super Bowl, but I think when we're talking about kind of the same deal as Mike McDaniel, we got an MVP candidate, we got an All-Pro candidate, we got, a Pro Bowl candidate at every single position. I think you got to look at the guy in charge, and that's Kyle Shanahan. His scheme has set the tone for this entire era. I kind of think we're in a situation where it used to be Peyton and Brady and, Roethlisberger always competing for the AFC championship spot, and then Rodgers and Breeze for the. I kind of think that it's not so much a quarterback era right now, but it's always going to be like McVay and Shanahan and McDaniel and LaFleur in those spots instead, like year after year after year. Like, it really wouldn't surprise me if we got Shanahan versus McVay again. And I know I just got done with talking about Miami and how they're not going to make it, but maybe like McDaniel could be there as well. Like, I think that those are kind of the schemes that are going to kind of repeat and always sort of be there. Like, I think that that's a special group of guys, and Shanahan's kind of the ringleader, and this has kind of been his masterpiece season. So I've got to give it to him. A lot of guys have maybe done good stuff with less, but I mean, even with the disaster in Baltimore, Brock Purdy is #1 in every efficiency stat by a mile. And I think that that's so impressive to create an environment. And Brock Purdy himself has been plenty impressive, but still, like, everybody has been good in that environment. And I got to give a lot of credit to Kyle Shanahan for that.
And no drop off. I think people underestimate just how hard it is you have a brutal postseason loss to Philadelphia where you go down 2 quarterbacks, and it's just, you felt like you were the best team in the NFC last year. You felt good about your game against the Eagles, and for it to go the way that it did, could have completely destroyed the team, where it's like we missed our spot.
And no drop off after multiple years. We see the Super Bowl hangover and like the brain drain that happened to the Eagles now that they've lost the Super Bowl and lost all their coordinators. Think about what's happening to the 49ers for years, right? Like, everybody wants their guys, and they lost the Super Bowl in 2019 with Jimmy Garoppolo, and they never really had a hangover. They've been back, time and time again. They haven't gotten all the way there, but they've competed, and they've been one of the best teams in the league since that happened. No doubt about it. And they've got a really good chance to win it all this year. So I'm super impressed with the job that Kyle Shanahan has done. And he would have my vote for Coach of the Year, even though Stefanski, I think, has done a great job, and LaFleur has done a great job. And there's multiple guys who have done a great job, but
not Arthur Smith for you. Not Arthur Smith? He doesn't win your Coach of the Year.
Arthur Smith wins my he wins my press conference entertainment value of the year.
There you go.
Coaching award.
It's great. I love picking 8th every year, Theo.
For railing at the
No, it's great. I'm having fun, Theo. We're all laughing. We're all laughing. All my friends are just outside of frame. We're having a great time. It's great.
I wanted it to work out with him. I thought it was funny to have it was fun to have kind of a quirky scheme guy in the NFL. So many dudes run the same stuff. It's not a very schematically diverse league like college is, but it's that way for a reason. If you've got the best athletes, you can kind of run the best stuff, and he probably should have been a little bit more like everybody else.
But it is fun, like you said. Like,
go. Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas Podcast. Hell yeah.